Hello! Welcome to this week's video. For this week, I am doing my book haul for the month of November. This is showing off a few books from that stack in the hope of lessening that stack, but then we still have those stacks off screen, which you don't see, and those will be going up to that stack. So, and we'll be doing another giveaway for this month, so stay tuned for that. I apologize if you can hear sort of in my voice a little bit still nasally. I have been quite sick this past week. I don't know what's going on. Usually, for most of my life, when I've had a cold, it's usually 1 day, 2 day, and then I'm pretty much fine the next day. The past 2 colds I've have been 2 of the worst colds that I have had, and not COVID, but they've just been very bad colds, and they've lasted me all week and stolen a lot of my energy. Energy's coming back. Cold is better, almost 100% gone. Still a little sniffly, occasional coughing fit, but energy wise I'm better. So that's sort of why you might hear a little nasaliness words in my voice. So let's just get started showing off these books, shall we? First is a new to me series, after I adored the Anne of Green Gables series. We have Emily of New Moon, and I have heard of this series, but I've never read it. And sort of after Anne of Green Gables, I sort of want to inhale everything that Lucy Maud Montgomery ever wrote, because I adore her writing so very much. So this is the first one in a new series, and let's read the back blurb first. Let me see. When were you published? In 1923. So this is Emily of New Moon. In this sensitive, heartwarming story, we meet Emily Starr for the very first time. Spirited, irrepressible Emily, left an orphan when her father dies, finds she's really not alone. An unexpected world of family and friends is waiting for her at New Moon Farm. There, Cousin Jimmy encourages her emerging talent for writing. Stern Aunt Elizabeth teaches her a surprising lesson in growing up, and Emily's own special way of understanding solves a mystery that gives a lonely man the chance to love again. So very much looking forward to reading more Lucy Maud Montgomery. Next, we have Toni Morrison's The Bluest Eye. I loved Sula, the book Sula, let me specify, because I hated the character. I hated the character of Sula so much. I hated her. But I love the book. A Mercy did not work for me. I found that book too hard to understand what the hell was going on, and whose point of view we were in, and what was happening when, and just the language of it just did not work for me. I could not understand what was happening in that book. So I'm hoping. Oh, we are good with the words today, y'all. The Bluest Eye will work out better for me. Winner of the Nobel Prize in Literature. And This one was published in 1970. The Bluest Eye, published in 1970, was Toni Morrison's first novel. I didn't know that. And its beauty of language and boldness of vision announced to all that a major new voice had arrived in American fiction. Set in the author's girlhood home of Lorain, Ohio in the early 1940s, it is the story of 11-year-old Pecola Breedlove, a black girl in an America whose love for its blonde, blue-eyed children can devastate all others. Pecola prays for her eyes to turn blue so that she will be beautiful, so that people will look at her, so that her world will be different. The Bluest Eye is the story of the nightmare at the heart of her yearning and the tragedy of its fulfillment. Oof. That sounds intense. So very much looking forward to this one. Next one is A Harlequin Presents by Lynn Graham, his Cinderella's One Night Heir. And you know how I love my Harlequin Presents here. They are complete, inappropriate, melodramatic crazy sauce. This one is from 2019. Billionaire Dante Lucarelli's fake relationship with penniless waitress Belle Forrester was supposed to last only 2 weeks to help clinch his latest business deal. But Dante underestimated the all-consuming power of the connection that is instantly forged between them. Now, one astounding night of seduction in Paris will change the course of their convenient arrangement forever. I know that some people don't love, surprise pregnancies or secret babies but I love that stuff. I love it, and you do you, I'm gonna do me. Next is another Harlequin, but it's a special edition this time, and it's The Sheriff's 9-Month Surprise. So again, with the surprise babies, by Brenda Harlan. This one was published in 2018. By the book attorney Caitlin Gilmore. Hey girl, Gilmore Girl. I've never seen the show, but I've seen bits and pieces of it, and I know Jared Padalecki was in it as Dean. Has her entire life mapped out. But a spontaneous weekend of passion with Reed Davidson upends that well-ordered universe. She's going to have a baby! And what's more, her hunky fling's now the new sheriff in town, literally. Oh, I like that. Reed's taking his dad-to-be duties seriously, and won't rest until Caitlin has a ring on her finger. Sure, the baby's the most important thing. But what about true love? Well, we all know that true love is gonna happen. Next we have F. Scott Fitzgerald's Tender is the Night. I loved The Great Gatsby movie with Robert Redford. The one with Leonardo DiCaprio I didn't watch because I didn't want to watch it. Just Baz Luhrmann usually doesn't work for me. I can sort of I loved his Romeo and Juliet, and I loved his Moulin Rouge. But it's because his directing style is really sort of outlandish and very sort of with these creative shots and and that doesn't, his style really doesn't work for me, but I can sort of look past it to the bare bones of the movie and the story itself and enjoy it. and Australia as well, the same sort of thing. So I loved the movie, The Great Gatsby, the Robert Redford version. I did not enjoy the book because, again, it had that classic trope of sort of like the outsider point of view. And I didn't give two shits about Nick Carraway or whatever his name was. I wanted to be in Gatsby's head or Daisy's head. I wanted to be in their points of view. So that's why I did not enjoy the book. Loved the movie, though. And I read, was it This Side of Paradise, I think it was? I liked the writing. The story I found was just sort of didn't really work for me. Like, nothing sort of really happened in that book. Like, a lot of things kind of happened, but nothing really sort of happened. Like, yeah, that book did not work for me. But I liked the writing, and I liked the time period. So I'm kind of hoping maybe Tender's the Night will work better for me. The tragic and haunting story of Dick Diver, a young psychiatrist whose career is thwarted and his genius numbed through marriage to the exquisite and wealthy Nicole Warren. And that's the blurb. Oh, and this one was published in... (1933). So This Side of Paradise was actually his first novel. Meh. And so, looking forward to that one, because I really want to like F. Scott Fitzgerald's work. I really want to like his books. His writing is great. I just mean like plot-wise and story-wise. Next we have Isabel Allende's Maya's Notebook. And if you're new here, you'll see a lot of Isabel Allende in my book hauls. But I have yet to read her. Because she just seems like an author that I would like. Like, I love her plots. And I'm not sure which one it is, House of Spirits or Daughter of, or something. There's a mention of magical realism in one of her books, and I hope that it's not a continuing thing in like all of her books, because I don't like magical realism. I don't see the point of it. 100 Years of Solitude by Gabriel Garcia Marquez did not work for me at all. Particularly because I couldn't stand that Colonel Aurelia, the first son that they had, who married the 12-year-old. I hated him. I hated him with the passion of 1,000 suns. But add to that the magical realism, that book did not work for me. So I steer away from sort of anything with like magical realism in it, because I don't understand the point. Like, if you want to write a fantasy novel, write a fantasy novel. I would enjoy that. Don't make like weird, just no. So I'm kind of hoping that was just sort of in the magical realism bit that I saw hinted at in one of Isabel Allende's books, is not a staple of her books. it's not in all of her books. I hope not. So there's this one, which I picked up, and it was published in 2013. Neglected by her parents, 19-year-old Maya Vidal grew up in a rambling old house in Berkeley with her grandparents. Her grandmother, Nydia, affectionately known as Nini, is a force of nature, a woman whose formidable strength helped her build a new life after she emigrated from Chile in 1973. Popo, Maya's grandfather, is an African-American astronomer and professor, a gentle man whose solid, comforting presence helps calm the turbulence of Maya's adolescence. When Popo dies of cancer, Maya completely goes off the rails. She turns to drugs, alcohol, and petty crime, eventually bottoming out in Las Vegas. Lost in a dangerous underworld, she is caught in the crosshairs of warring forces, a gang of assassins, the police, the FBI, and Interpol. Her one chance for survival is Nini, who helps her to escape to a remote island off the coast of Chile. Here, Maya tries to make sense of the past, unravels the mysterious truths about life and her family, and embarks on her greatest adventure, the journey into her own soul. Isabel Allende is the author of 12 works of fiction up to this point, 4 memoirs, and a trilogy of children's novels. 4 memoirs? Wow. Why? Well, but looking forward to that one. Next we have Karen White's The Last Night in London. And this is an actual large print edition, which I didn't know that when I ordered it, but I'm fine with that. That's fine. I adored Karen White's The Lost Hours. And I've seen like a few of her other books, but they're not, like, their plots kind of are sort of different from The Lost Hours. Like, they're not even like, you know how like Kate Morton books, their plots are different, but the basic sort of structure is sort of the same, in that it's like, you know, family secrets, and like one lady or one woman like goes to like unravel the mystery of like the secrets that happened between like these friends, or like this house, and like it's like sort of that's sort of like the staple structure of the book. With Karen White, there was The Lost Hours, and then there's a few that are like not like kind of even close to that sort of vein, so I didn't pick those up. This one sort of seemed kind of in back to sort of that vein that I love, so I grabbed it, and it's got like the dual timeline thing, which I love, and I always usually end up loving the past timeline more than the present. This one was published in 2021, and it's The Last Night in London. London, 1939. Beautiful and ambitious Eva Harlow and her American best friend Precious DuBose are trying to make their way as fashion models. When Eva falls in love with Graham St. John, an aristocrat and Royal Air Force pilot, she can't believe her luck. She's getting everything she's ever wanted. Then the Blitz devastates her world, and Eva finds herself slipping into a web of intrigue, spies, and secrets. As Eva struggles to protect her friendship with Precious and everything else she holds dear, all it takes is one unwary moment to change their lives forever. London, 2019. American journalist Maddie Warner, whose life has been marked by the tragic loss of her mother, travels to London to interview Precious about her life in pre-World War II London. Maddie has been careful to close herself off to others, but in Precious, she recognizes someone whose grief rivals her own. But unlike Maddie, Precious hasn't allowed it to crush her. Maddie finds finds herself drawn to both Precious and Colin, her enigmatic surrogate nephew. As Maddie gets closer to her, she begins to unravel Precious's haunted past, a story of friendship, betrayal, and unremembered acts of kindness and love. So this is more sort of in line with The Lost Hours, and so I definitely want to read this ASAP. Next we have this one I found downstairs, sort of in the lobby, where there's sort of like this exchange going, where like sometimes I leave books, sometimes other people leave books, sometimes other people leave like all kinds of stuff, and it's just sort of this exchange that is happening kind of organically. And this one is a book of poetry, Heed the Hollow by Malcolm Tariq. And it's just a book of poetry. Published in 2019. I am searching for freedom within this bondage, the speaker declares in Malcolm Tariq's Heed the Hollow. This search entails grappling with the notion of the bottom. The speaker descends, sounding a familiar abyss that is the throat of the haunted South. What she refuses to say haunts this entire process of returning. Together we construct memory. This is the bottom. In poems like the stunning Sistina Sugar, Tariq hails a certain reader, unsure of the destination but down for the ride. This one I found in a free little library, and it's The Madonnas of Echo Park by, the author is covered, Brando Skyhorse. That's a name. That cover's beautiful though. Oh yeah, it was on the side here. Brandon Skyhorse. Published in 2010. The Madonnas of Echo Park is a grand mural of a Los Angeles neighborhood and an intimate glimpse into the lives of the men and women who struggled to lose their ethnic identity in pursuit of the American dream. Felicia, a housekeeper, and her daughter Aurora Esperanza are caught in a gang shooting crossfire and struggle to find common ground in its aftermath. Aurora's estranged father Hector, a day laborer, witnesses a murder and must choose between deportation and complicity. Aurora's former classmates Duchess and Angie, steeped in American culture, drift apart as they each look to fit in. Finally, Aurora journeys through her now gentrified childhood neighborhood, where she discovers her own history and her own place in the land that all Mexican Americans dream of, the land that belongs to us again. That cover is just beautiful. Next we have The Diary of Anais Nin, Volume 1, 1931 to 1934. And I have always sort of been interested in her books and her sort of erotic fiction and that kind of those kinds of her writings. So yeah, this is volume 1. And it doesn't really have a blurb as such, but published in 1966. This one, I remember I got this in a magazine shop that actually had like a little stand of books. This one is 7 Letters by J.P. Moninger. And it was, soon to be a major motion picture. When was this published? 2019. I wonder, has it been made yet? The movie, I would love to Google that. I would love to see the movie, because I know that there are those of you who always say, always read the book first, always read the book first. No. I am not of that opinion. I am of the opposite opinion. If there is a book to movie adaptation, always watch the movie first, because you are less likely to bitch, and you can enjoy the movie as it is, as it stands, and then if you love the movie, you can then go and read the book and have more of what you love. And then you can decide, oh, I liked this better, or I liked that better. Whereas if you do it the other way around, if you read the book first, without fail, you will 99% of the time be nitpicking and bitching throughout the movie about the things that changed and the things they cut out. And so I am always of the belief that you should watch the movie first. So let's read the back blurb. Kate Morton, not of the authoress Kate Morton. That's Morton. This is Moreton. Is in Ireland on sabbatical from her teaching position at Dartmouth College when she meets Ozzie Ferriter, a fisherman and a veteran of the American War in Afghanistan. The Ferriter family history dates back centuries on the remote Blasket Islands, and Ozzie, a dual citizen of Ireland and the United States, has retreated to the one place that might offer him peace from a war he cannot seem to leave behind. Beside the sea, with Ireland's beauty as a backdrop, the two fall deeply in love and attempt to live on an island of their own making, away from the pressures of the outside world. Ireland writes his own love stories, the legends claim, and the limits of Kate and Ozzie's love and faith in each other will be tested. When his demons lead Ozzie to become reckless with his life and Kate's, she flees for America rather than watch the man she loves self-destruct. But soon a letter arrives informing Kate that her heroic husband has been lost at sea, and Kate must decide whether it is an act of love to follow him or an act of mercy to forget. So, definitely looking forward to that one. It's sort of in kind of like P.S. I Love You, I guess. He's not dead as far as we know. But with more of, I think, sort of a mystery vibe to it. Which, again, I'm not much of like a mystery person, but if it has to do with like secrets and like that kind of stuff, then I like those. I like mysteries that are like kind of like centered around like a family secret, or like a like missing child who suddenly like comes back, but like maybe like one of them didn't come back, or there's like some kind of like secret there. I'm not a fan of like let's go solve a murder kind of mysteries. Like there's a murder, let's, kind of like find out who done it kind of mysteries. I'm not a fan of those. So this next one is Love in Exile by Aisha Kulin, and it's translated from Turkish, which if you are new here, I love my Turkish dramas. I just watched a Turkish movie, actually, Biter, with Boran Kuzum and Farah Zeynep Abdullah. Farah, who played Shura in Kurtsayet Vishura. Gorgeous, gorgeous Turkish drama. And Boran, who played Leon in Vatanim Sensin. That's not how you pronounce it, but it translates to Wounded Love. Also a gorgeous, gorgeous Turkish drama. Two of my absolute favorites. Cannot recommend enough. So I love me my Turkish dramas. So I found this one, and it's called Love in Exile, and it's translated by Kenneth Dakin, and it was published in 2008. And let's read that cover. First of all, that cover's gorgeous, just beautiful. Sabahat, a beautiful young Muslim woman, is known in her family for her intelligence, drive, and stubbornness. She believes that there is more in store for her life than a good marriage and convinces her parents to let her pursue her education, rare for young Turkish women in the 1920s. But no one, least of all Sabahat herself, expects that in the course of her studies she will fall for a handsome Armenian student named Aram. After precious moments alone together, their love begins to blossom. Try as she might to simplify her life and move on, Sabahat has no choice but to follow her heart's desire. But Aram is Christian, and neither family approves. With only hope to guide their way, they defy age-old traditions, cross into dangerous territory, and risk everything to find their way back to each other. One of Turkey's most beloved authors brings us an evocative story of two star-crossed lovers inspired by her own family's history. So, very much looking forward to that. In Vatanim Sensin, Boran Kuzum's character Leon was Greek, and he falls in love with a Turkish girl named Hilal, played by the fantastic Mireille Danner, and just their love story was just gorgeous. It was just beautiful, so much. I loved it. Oh, this is like Toni Morrison book haul. We got a few Toni Morrisons on here. The next one is the one that I am really the most looking forward to reading of hers, and it's Toni Morrison's Beloved. Now, this is a book where, like, I know the plot. I want to watch the movie with Oprah and Danny Glover, I think it is. I very, very much want to watch the movie. Sorry, I'm just looking outside because it looks like it's snow. I was like, is that fog? Or is that snow? It's snow. It's snowing. We had our first snowfall yesterday. So, this is Toni Morrison's Beloved. I'm not sure if this is how you pronounce her name, but Sethi? Proud and beautiful, she escaped from slavery, but is haunted by its heritage, from the fires of the flesh to the heartbreaking challenges to the spirit. Set in rural Ohio several years after the Civil War, this profoundly affecting chronicle of slavery and its aftermath is Toni Morrison's greatest novel, a dazzling achievement and a spellbinding reading experience. So I know the plot of this. Like, I know what Sethi does and who Beloved is. But I've never sort of watched the movie or read the book. So looking forward to that one. Hopefully, this one works for me more than her last one did. A Mercy, that one did not work for me. Hopefully this one will. Next we have another Toni Morrison, which is, this one is Song of Solomon, which I have, again, also heard about. I don't know the plot of it, though. I think it's one white, about a white boy and a black boy and their friendship, but I'll read the back blurb in a second, but I think that's what it is. Yeah, so let's see when this one was published in 1977. When was, I don't think we did when was Beloved was published. When was this one published? 1987. Okay. Is there a back blurb? Okay. Toni Morrison has created a fanciful world here. A universe where ghosts exist, where a dead man's bones are kept in the living room, where a young woman dies of heartbreak and a grown man wills himself to fly. So that's the most of what I could gather. There's no actual like back blurb. They're just sort of like review quotes. So I'm sort of a bit apprehensive about what this might be. If it has any, it's giving me magical realism vibes, but I'm really hoping not, because as I've said before, I don't like magical realism. Hopefully this one will be more sort of straightforward. Let's hope. And the last one is Natasha Solomon's House of Gold. And I love this cover. I think it's beautiful. And it's a large print edition. And I think I got it at a library sale. 2018. So not that long ago. Vienna, 1911. Greta Goldbaum has always dreamed of choosing her life's path, but her family, one of the wealthiest in the world, has different expectations. Goldbaum men are bankers. Goldbaum women marry Goldbaum men and produce Goldbaum children. Let's deconstruct that sentence, shall we? How can a Goldbaum man marry a Goldbaum woman unless they're related? I don't think that's her intention here, but that blurb just, yeah, that was the wrong sort of way to write that. Like, I know sort of like what they were going for, but yeah. Jewish and perpetual outsiders, they know that while power lies in wealth, strength lies in family. So Greta moves to England to wed Albert, a distant cousin. Oh, so we are talking about incest here. Defiant and lonely, she longs for a place to call her own. When Albert's mother gives her a garden, things begin to change, but war is looming and even the influential Goldbaums can't alter its course. Okay. Distant cousin. Fine. But, see, I thought that Goldbaum men marry Goldbaum women marry Goldbaum men was just sort of like women who are sort of the standard of Goldbaum, not actual last name Goldbaum, but apparently yeah, okay, distant cousin, but still. So those are the books that I have to show off to you guys. So we will do just the giveaway now. And the book that I'm giving away is a book that has its review on here. Like when I did a wrap up. And it's the book that I officially broke up with Charlotte Vale Allen over. And it's Somebody's Baby. Now, if you saw that video, you know why this book did not work for me. And why Charlotte Vale Allen's books seem to not work for me. However, I'm giving this book away to a better home in this giveaway to you. Because maybe it'll work for you. Maybe you'll love this book when I did not. So, all you have to do is leave me a comment with a baby emoji. Leave me a baby emoji with a comment that you would like to be entered to win. And make sure that you're subscribed, because I will be announcing the winner in December's book haul. So make sure that you're subscribed so you can see the December book haul video, where I will announce the video winner for this book in this book haul. So I think that's going to be it for this week's video. Oh my goodness gracious. Yeah, so let me know if you've read any of these books, and which one are you most excited for me to read first? And yeah, follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/authorejamie, like my Facebook page at facebook.com/authorejamie, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye!